Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today one man stands or maybe sits on horseback in the way of Hera's path to 3000 elo as Hera, playing as the Celts in blue, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Mongols in yellow. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their explorables, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Celts are a civilization built around their need for speed. Their lumberjacks work faster, which is great because Celts need lots and lots of wood for their primary focus, which is siege. Their siege workshops work faster, their siege units fire faster, and all siege workshop units can be upgraded to get 40% more HP. Now, coming back to speed, their infantry do move faster than normal. Starting in the Feudal Age, their castles and towers can be upgraded to attack 33% faster, and their unique unit, the Woad Raider, is the second fastest infantry unit in the game, and one, by the way, that comes with a pretty good amount of HP and a pretty damn strong attack. Now, in order to feed their big, hungry, growing Celtic population, the Celt can steal and convert enemy herdables, unless they've already all been eaten, even if those herdables are standing next to enemy units. Now, speaking of enemy units, let's take a look at the Mongols. Also an incredibly fast civilization, although a little bit more cavalry focused. Their scout line units come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire faster. Their scout line units and step lancers all come with 20 or 30% more HP, depending on whether or not we are in castle or in imperial. And their unique unit is the Mangudai, a fast-firing, quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege. Now, to keep up with their lightning-fast army on the battlefield, the Mongols can upgrade their siege units to move 50% faster, which always makes them look like little bumper cars on the screen. And to help them support their military endeavors, their hunters actually work 40% faster, and the Mongols can upgrade their houses. I wonder what that sound is. No one's ever really explained to me what sound it is when you click on a house. Sounds like a bit of a drum. In any event, tangent completely unrelated and aside, the Mongols can upgrade their houses so that they don't lose population space if they ever get destroyed. And man, oh man, if there's ever a civ that can destroy houses, ETCs, I believe is the parlance of our time, it is the Celts. And like I said, MbL standing in the way of Hera's meteoric climb to 3000 elo. I believe at the time of casting this game and posting and watching this game on YouTube, Hera already has 100 extra elo points, and so he is well on his way to being the first player to hit 3000, which, to be fair, kudos to him. So a big congratulations to Hera for putting that pressure on himself, live streaming hours and hours and hours at a time. If you're wondering why it's such a big deal, why is I'm throwing out a special shout out, when you've reached 2900 plus elo and the people you're battling are, take a look at MbL's at 2668 or maybe even 2700, 2800, every game you win, you only win a few points. But if you lose a game, man, oh man, do you lose elo points. I think you lose 5 to 8 times more points than you win. So Hera, for every loss, not that he's had many losses so far, he has to make it up by winning 5 to 8 games. And we're not talking about 5 to 8 games against, I don't know, me. We're talking about 5 to 8 games against players like Mr. Yo, Vivi, MbL, the Viper, anyone he can get his hands on who happens to be playing at the time that he's streaming. So, like I said, a risky endeavor. But at the end of the day, a very worthwhile one. Hera was the first to break 2900. I'm hoping that he is also the first to break 3000. In this game, though, both players heading up to the Feudal Age, basically 1 second apart, it looks like. Yeah, that's the TC idle time, both off the back of, well, actually, one off the back of 17, one off the back of 18, which tells us one player has Loom and the other does not. MbL will probably queue Loom. There it is, already queued right underneath the Roman numeral at the bottom left of your screen. Let's take a look at the attack path between the two bases, because we are on yet another one of these wonky Age of Empires spawns where 2/3 of the map is completely useless and 1/3 is the attack path between the players, which seems to be fairly straightforward, except that MbL, our Mongol, has a bit of a forest blockading a direct A to B route. Primary gold and stone in the forward position, berries to the back, extra stone to the rear, and extra gold off to the right side, both patches on the same side. So if Hera discovers this, And I'm assuming at some point he will, even though, of course, having spawned in the 9 o'clock position, he immediately goes to the 3 o'clock position. Okay. Like a normal person would, and I'm assuming MbL, having spawned up here, will be going south, and that's exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, the game developers should really take a note of this. I said it ad nauseum, and in the comments section as well, that spawns should be as fair as possible in this game to remove any kind of non-necessary differences in the gameplay and the, you know, the players. Everything should pretty much, the playing field should be equal, to find a point onto it. Primary stone for Hera to the front, primary gold and extra stone nice and secure to the back. He also has extra gold to the back, but it looks like a third patch of gold off campus to the front. Hera's base also a little bit harder to wall off without that primary, one of the 3 primary forests being really in the forward position. So he's already walled off the north, it looks like. He's beginning to wall off the center, and we'll see whether or not he walls off the south. MbL, for his part, also in a bit of a cup shape, bit of a smiley face. If you, this is the eye and this is the eye, this is the big grin, is already beginning to wall off his base. 22 villagers a pop, 5 army count to 4. Let's see what that army count is like, because our Mongols going up to 4 light cavalry units. One of them is heading across the map. Hera, I don't know if he saw it or if he suspects that it's coming. He definitely, okay, I mean, we see it. He must have seen it as well, right? I don't know how he would have seen it. Maybe the unit ran by one of his units. It looks like his scout has taken a little bit of a pounding from what appears to be a lion. And so, Hera, completely walling in the south. Has he explored much down here? No, he hasn't. So he's leaving this extra gold, both of them are outside of the town center, the original settlement area. And MbL is going to see all of it, by the way. Fantastic scouting for our Mongol, whereas Hera has seen what he wants to see and now is returning home. By the way, I should also point out that these are 2 OG civilizations, the Celts and the Mongols, who back in the day, and I don't mean Hun War days, I don't mean Age of Empires HD, I mean like back in the day, like the last century, when many of you who are watching this weren't even born, and we were all about our Frank Wars. Celts and Mongols were a fantastic alternative pick for their very powerful siege line units. I don't remember the exact technologies that were available. I don't remember the exact specifics, but I do remember Black Forest. If you found yourself on that map, you would either pick one, or, I mean, you'd pick one of these 2 civilizations. There was no third option. Will he reach it first? No, it gets shut. The door is shut right in the face of our Celt. But wait a second. Bit of a side entrance here to this speakeasy as the spearman heads that way. Okay, so MbL, he is chasing Hera on the other side of the map, is not paying attention, and poked a little bit too much. First kill of the game going to our Celt in blue, who doesn't really poke the horse's ass, more like pokes the horse's front, looks the gift horse in the mouth, gets the kill, and now is chasing Hera's scout all the way back to the base. So MbL does have a 50% army deficit all of a sudden. I mean, the last time I looked up, it was 5-3, 5-4. Now it's 5-10, and it's not a bad 10. Foot archers for the Celt is the name of the game. Ooh, half of them popped out down here, though. That's the problem when you ungarrison. I guess there was no... Hera didn't indicate a location to ungarrison. He just kind of ungarrisoned them at all. So half of them went here, half of them went here. But at the end of the day, bit of an even battlefield here. 2 more kills for each player. Hera standing at 3-2 kills. How much of the map has our Mongol seen? It looks like a pretty decent amount. Hera, surprising he's not scouting more. Usually when Hera has a weaker scout or a weaker unit, even a spearman, how much HP? No, he's got a full health spearman, almost full health. Okay, so now it's not as surprising as before. Usually the name of the game is when you've got a unit that has a little bit of HP left. For example, this one scout that has only 14. Even 14 it's still kind of battle worthy. Maybe if it went down to single digits, 9 and less, then you kind of send them out on the map. Spearmen also, by the way, not a bad unit to scout with, unless you are, of course, the Mongols, and then your scout line units come with extra line of sight, which is why I'm a little bit surprised that MbL is scouting with a spearman and not one of these super weak scouts who are going to run into a unit being sent forward. Hera just kind of poking, feeling, sending feelers out onto the map, or feeler singular, to see, hey, maybe I can find a gap in the wall off. Maybe I can find a random scout unit as I found here in the north of my base. Both players are heading up to Castle Age. MbL off of one less villager will hit it first, about 40 seconds. Hera has amassed 20 seconds more TC idle time than MbL. I'm assuming the second he hits Castle, our Celt will get the old Botkin crossbow combo, although he needs to close fletching first. And what, oh, what will our Mongol do? That's the question that I have. Now, we've seen, well, double stable kind of tells us what he's going to do. The question is, will it be knights to... No, it's step lancers. Ooh, okay. All right. I was going to say before I saw the double stable that lately we've seen a lot of Cav Archer play. It seems to be very popular, part of this new meta, whatever you want to define meta as. I don't really like that word because it's just such a broad... It's like when business people talk about synergy, and just one of these words that doesn't really mean anything, that kind of just... Everyone kind of nods along and has a general sense of what it means, but no one really knows what it means. I don't really know what a meta is, a build order, a game plan, a strategy, a macro. I don't know. Seems to be a lot of Cav Archer play. In this case, though, MbL going Step Lancers does have one armor upgrade, and there's the old Botkin crossbow combo for our Celt, who has, to be fair, amassed 15 crossbows. And Step Lancers, as cool as they are, I think they do come with one base, Pierce armor. I don't know. Even, you know what, to be fair with Bloodlines? Remember, instead of 60 HP, they get 12 extra HP, which means they can withstand 2 armor against 7 attack. They can actually withstand 2+ extra volleys from these crossbows, these Step Lancers. And if we're lucky enough to see the game go into Imperial, that jumps up to 30% more HP. Ooh, Hera. Oh, right as I pivot, of course. And he loses one of that, the weak scout to the spearman. So I'm upset I didn't catch that on camera, but not too upset that I didn't catch that on camera, if you know what I mean. Third TC going up for our Mongol, nice and safe. By the way, both players have carted themselves out decent chunks of the map with decent resources inside, but Hera with the extra gold second and third is, I think, a little bit disadvantaged here, although MbL also, looking at his map, has made no effort to take his additional gold. At least they're kind of off to the side, whereas Hera's additional gold is here to the front. So on paper, it says archer units, Step Lancers are generally weak to archer units. And I'm questioning whether or not that is the case when it comes to the Mongols, or whether it's more situational than anything else, because this is a pretty scary army for our Mongol. Now, I don't recommend he engage into 17 crossbows. Okay, maybe with a second mangonel, actually, he might be able to. But they're at +1 armor, 2 melee armor against the 7 attack is 5 damage for each crossbow, which means that even with 17 crossbows, this Mongol Step Lancer is not going to get one-shotted. So it actually might not be a bad idea for MbL to attack right now. Hera has added 3 more crossbows in here. Now he's got enough to one-shot a Step Lancer. Attack speed on a Step Lancer is not bad at a 2 crossbow. At a 2. I'm not too sure why MbL is being so hesitant here. He's not adding any more Step Lancers. He's going monks. He's got no stone. I don't know what the hell this villager is doing here. A siege workshop? Forward siege workshop? He's already got a monastery out. Looks like little dots all over the map. He's bringing home a relic. Archery range is down. Our Celt only rebuilding 1 archery range. This might be a perfect time for MbL to attack, actually. I mean, obviously, he doesn't know what we know, which is that Hera's units have no armor, no ballistics, and no ability to reinforce their ranks. Basically, the triple whammy of, hey, I should attack right now, but now there are 2 monks out. So MbL is going to be a little hesitant. Hera, no redemption, means that these siege units are going to be nice and safe for MbL, who again is being a little hesitant. Now, without upgrades, without drill, is it drill or drills? I think it's just drill without an S, which is weird, right? Shouldn't it be drills? I never remember the Which upgrades are plural? I think Yeoman, Drill, and Nomad are all singular, and then there's one that's plural. In any event, this unit automatically comes with a 25% faster attack. So you see the attack speed here, 4.8 compared to the 6. The Mongol has to actually upgrade their siege units in order to get the special feature, whereas the Celts can upgrade them to get Furor Celtica, 40% more HP, but they don't need to. They automatically come with a feature, much like this Mongol Steppe Lancer comes with extra HP. So a little bit of an advantage here to our Celt now that MbL's given him a bit of time. Oh, lucky for you, you're on the high ground. Otherwise, for sure, that Mango would have died. So did MbL give Hera a little bit too much time here? He is expanding with a third town center of his own, does force a bit of a mutually assured destruction situation, which is, to be fair, benefiting MbL because he's the only one with a mangonel still left. Would love to see some extra armor or any kind of upgrades on these Steppe Lancers. My goodness, are they also missing husbandry? He also doesn't have husbandry for them. Okay. What the hell is our Mongol spending his food on? Economy right now. Okay. Fascinating. We are 27 minutes in. There have been a grand total of 10 kills. Part of me wants to say this feels like a Imperial Age battle between the players, but if I open my big mouth, you best believe they're all going to double down on Castle Age. I mean, the crossbows, hello. This should clue MbL in, by the way, that Hera does not have ballistics yet. And so this might be a good time. This might actually be the last time that he might be able to attack into this now that Hera's getting ballistics. Hera, by the way, very much en route to Imperial Age. Okay, so I can at least confidently say that our Celt wants to get there first. Still just one archery range, one siege workshop, one barracks. But he's got the stone, and he's got the villagers. He's got the resources, the know-how, the engineering prowess to plop down the castle right as MbL gets stone mining for his villagers. To be fair, MbL does have 19 villagers on stone, and so he should be able to catch up fairly quickly in the castle count. 10 over here, 9 over here. But did he miss an opportunity? Again, now this position is going to be 100% unassailable. There is nothing Steppe Lancers can do right now. Not with 2 pierce armor, not against the castle. Okay. MbL might want to pivot. He has not seen the castle. I wonder why MbL is being very, I don't want to use the word timid, but he's not exploring with these Steppe Lancers as much as I thought he would be. I was very excited when I thought it was going to be night play, first of all. Good clipping of a few of these units by MbL. I thought it was going to be night play, so when I saw the Steppe Lancers, I was very excited. Usually units so much faster than other cavalry units. You want to poke up to the north, you want to poke to the south. Hera, by the way, is completely open here. And so if you explore, if you look around with your lightning fast unit, I say lightning fast, but they still don't have husbandry. Hera's clicked up to Imperial. MbL just needs 150 more food. Maybe that's why he's saving that 150 food from husbandry to go up to the next stage. I love that he plopped down these houses. I don't know why he brought that forward, villager. I thought he was going to put down a second siege workshop. I guess it was just to repair the mangonels. But now Hera has to deal with this, which is going to buy MbL a little bit of time. And time it has bought. He is a minute and a half behind his opponent going up to Imperial. He is 14 villagers behind. He is also down in army count, and now there are Woad Raiders. How would you like your coffee, sir? They say as they pick up an axe and threaten you. I mean, if you saw this in a Starbucks and they shove that tipping option in your face, those annoying tipping options that start at like 18%, you're tipping probably 40%. Who's kidding who? If the person you're tipping has an axe and is threatening you. That is tipping under duress. Somehow he still has this one scout alive, maybe a second as well. Looks like I, by the way, forgot to point out while I was going through my nonsense barista tipping shit that he did manage to clip 2 of those Woad Raiders. Did he get Nomad? Oh, so Nomads is the plural one. Drill is singular. Why is Drill singular but Nomads? I don't understand it. Rear-facing castle for our Mongol. Okay, and now it's Hera's turn to stop, drop, and roll, as he can no longer push into this position in the center because of that castle on the high ground. So he says, you know what? Give me the center. I'll take it. Has secured the secondary gold here. Has not yet secured his third gold there. MbL for his part also securing his 2 extra golds. But now there are Woad Raiders out on the map. Woad Raiders and Mangudai. Mangudai. Why is he training Mangudai right now? Your opponent has 1 Mangonel. I mean, look, I'm not going to say no to Mangudai. Beautiful unit. MbL, by the way, sees the Woads moving in. Let's see the upgrades on these guys. Just +1, +2. So not exactly the greatest upgrades. Neither player really having the greatest upgrades. So as if they don't destroy buildings enough, quickly enough. Hera is adding arson to the retinue. To the roster of upgrades. 2 ships passing in the night, but no ballistics for these Mangudai, which means they get a little bit of HP and then nothing. By the way, kill counts are still less than 10 apiece, he says, right as Hera goes up to 11. But that is not that high. And come on, engage with the Step Lancers. The longer you wait, the worse this is for you. No stronghold just yet for our Celt. Stronghold, remember, is a multi-purpose upgrade. Not only does your castle fire 33% faster, but then you start healing infantry units within a big old tile, 7 tiles in each direction radius. And these are infantry units as the siege of the Mongol center begins. Another castle to the north. The last thing he wants is a run by if he doesn't have to deal with it. And so here we go. No fewer than 3 trebs from the low ground. I'm a little surprised Hera's not putting his units here, his trebs here, maybe? Or at the very least here? To at least have even ground with the castle. He is firing from the low ground. MbL's stone count is being depleted. He is up to 17 Step Lancers, but chemistry, thumbring, and leather armor basically tell us that he is going very much into Mangudai right now. And again, I don't know about Mangudai. Monks. I believe fully upgraded the Woad Raider has 5 pierce armor. Yeah, against your 12 attack. Right now, oh goodness, right now a right now a 9 attack. So they do 4 damage to this unit that has 85 HP. But like I said, never say no to the Mangudai. Such a fun unit to see. It is lightning fast as well. Do we finally have husbandry? Yeah, congratulations to our Mongol for getting the old husbandry upgrade. He's down 18 army count. He's down 20 villagers. Did MbL miss a golden opportunity in the earlier stages of Castle Age to swamp and overwhelm his opponent? Or am I just being too much of a caster and assuming he knows what we know? Doesn't matter. Let's see this battle. Where the hell are the Mangudai going? They're going to snipe monks to the south. Step Lancers close on the Woads to the north. All of the monks for Hera are gone. By the way, MbL in the meantime has amassed 5 relics. He's gathered all 5 relics. Woads are tracing a Mangudai to the front as the castle Step Lancer Mangudai combo does manage to hold here. And here we go. This is what the Mangudai excel at. Forget the Woad, forget the crossbows, get the frickin' treb. There it is. He gets it. Backs away. These are elite, so their bonus against siege is 5. Which Monk tries to save a relic. He loses all 5 relics. They were in the forward position, and oh my god! Am I watching Mr. Yo or am I watching Hera right now? Because that is a Mr. Yo move if I've ever seen one, to try to pinch the relics right from underneath the very nose of your opponent. And now we are in damage control mode for our Mongol. He has to keep these castles up. I mean, he's going Mangudai, which means this is his only structure. This is the only building that he can train his units from. But now elite skirmishers are also on the way. At least in theory, I saw the upgrade there for Hera, who has busted in to the Mongol base with Woad Raiders. But a very quick wall off here. Is this connected to the barracks, by the way? Or is there a gap in there? Light cavalry now with 30% more HP are on the field of battle. Our Mongol is baroque. He has 9 gold. Not 90, not 900, not even 19. 9 gold. What the hell are you going to do as the Mongols with 9 gold? Cue the light cavalry brigade, I guess. Here, just continuing to press his advantage. He's taken the first of 5 relics. There's a lot of shift clicking here between these 5 relics. But to be fair, the castle is still up. Hera is having to buy food. He's just pumping out Woad Raiders so much. And a perfect meat shield here for our Mongol as well, who does not manage to save all 5 relics, but looks like he's managed to get 2 of them back into his monastery. So 2-2. Hera's Monk gets pushed in like a crowd surfing teenager at a concert. He gets pushed by the Woad Raiders and then gets sniped. Man, we are seeing a massive contestation of this 5th relic. But MbL's out of stone. He bought, oh my god, he had to sell 300 food, 300 wood just to get stone. Oh no. I mean, at this point, what do? You got to dive in. Maybe delete the barracks, dive in from the north with your Mangudai. Okay, he's diving in from the center while Woads chase the Mangudai to the north. He'll get 1 treb, but oh my god, at what cost? Holy shit. He gets a treb. He loses a lot of his Mangudai, and the castle ultimately does fall as well. And now he's being chased here to the Camel Lands by those Woad Raiders to the north. I don't even know that MbL has the numbers here to take these Woad Raiders on. We'll keep an eye on that developing story here as Hera finally does take 3 relics to 2. 3 relics to 0 now. Do you go Mangudai or do you go Cav Archers as the Mongol? I'm trying to think. Obviously Mangudai the better unit. But again, now you need castles. You got 1 castle left. Okay. MbL says, you know, you're channeling Mr. Yo. I'm just going to channel you and do to you what you love to do to me every time I attack you, which is run across the map and try to kill your economy. And to be fair, I don't know who I would favor here in terms of economic rating. Is it the Woad Raider or is it the Mangudai? One has range, one just has so much freaking durability and strength. But Hera gets cleaned up. Oh no, he's running between castles. He's running between castles and town centers. All 3 Mangudai fall to the south. More falling, more falling. By the time they get to their destination, there's going to be like 2 Mangudai left. Oh my goodness. But the real story is this. What the hell is our Mongol going to do if this castle, if and when this castle falls? He is way too late to the party to repair it right now. Even with so many villagers, 19. Actually, maybe. It is on the high ground. No, never mind. Now with a 4th treb being added in here. Yeah, this castle's going to fall. This castle's going to fall real fast right now. And the villagers are getting cleaned up by the Woad Raiders and no more stone. No more stone means no more repair. No more repair means no more castle. No more castle means no more Mangudai. And as much as MbL can try to hold and kite these units, oh yeah, well, there you go. Holy moly. What a fun game. Wow. Let's see what was going on around the map. Mangudai attacking a house. Okay, good for you. Couple of Mangudai here. 6 kills. One of them is a villager. Are you telling me these are the survivors of that group of 20 Mangudai that MbL sent forward? 6? Oh my goodness. It's like every fantasy novel ever written, you know, the companionship, the fellowship moves out, and then one by one they just seem to all die, the side characters, like the red shirts from Star Trek. Wow. I don't know. What do you, let me know in the comments. Did MbL miss an opportunity? Or am I just being a caster assuming that he should know what we know, which is everything that's happening on the map? He was very, very relaxed with his Step Lancer count in the beginning stage of the game. There was a time when Hera was open here to the south, when Hera's wall off to the north wasn't exactly the greatest. Also, map vision and map scouting would have told MbL that he absolutely did not need to risk 20 Mangudai running between 3 castles and 2 TCs when he could have just sent them this way and penetrated the base from the north. I mean, this is just unfortunately the lack of scouting, which, to be fair, when Hera's on the verge of crushing your base, the last thing you have time for, the last thing you have any time to desire for is scouting. Very cocky Trebuchet. Where the hell are you going to attack the castle? So he did have a castle to the rear, but holy moly. Did Hera put the pedal to the metal after MbL failed to do so in the center? He dislodged him, got the better exchange of Mangonel versus Mangonel, and then just finally pushed out more archery ranges castle. He ends the game with all 5 relics. So the relic gold, MbL about 1,300 more relic gold. Let's take a look at the numbers. 183 Woad Raiders. Oh, that's so disappointing. That's so disappointing. I wanted to see Step Lancers. That stackability option now, especially with the red phosphoru movement. What do we want to call it? Feature? I don't want to call it a bug because it's not really a bug. It's part of the game. Feature? Oh, more Step Lancers could have been potentially very deadly. Mangudai, 90 of them. Peak APM for Hera, his usual 200 to 300 right towards the end of the game. MbL, bit more of a relaxed game. Also towards the end of the game. The economy's nowhere close. Almost 30% bigger economy for our Celt. Wood, obviously, 10,000, 11,000 more food. Gold, identical. Stone, 1 castle difference. But without the relic gold, Hera would have mined more gold than his opponent. But wow, that's what happens when you give the Celt map control. That's what happens when you give anyone with a high elo map control. High elo, low elo, mid elo, doesn't really matter. Anyone who gets map control gets the resources. 1 conversion, 21 raisings to 2. And let's take a look at the final kill count. Let's see if MbL managed to kill a bunch of villagers. No, towards the end, only 12 total villager kills to 57. So even though MbL killed a lot more army, just not hard to do when your opponent has crossbows and skirmishers, and on the whole, an infantry unit. Although, speaking about the Woad Raider in normal terms of infantry is very misleading. They're just such a powerful unit. And I've said this a million times. They really have no right to be based on how they actually look. But it is, in fact, an incredibly powerful unit. But MbL, maybe not, failing to take advantage of his massive 20% extra HP Step Lancer count. Maybe normal Step Lancers would have been a bit more hesitant. But at some point, we did see that Hera did not even have enough crossbows to one-shot those Step Lancers. So if those Step Lancers can close, sure, you lose 5 or 6 of them, but you'll get all 17 of your opponent's crossbows. And then the base is open. Then you're running amok with Step Lancers. You also had 2 mangonels to the 1 of your opponent, or you had 1 to the 0 at some point as well. So I wonder if MbL could have gotten a bit more damage done in early Castle Age compared to what he actually got accomplished, which is kind of parked his butt here and didn't really do much after that. I love that Hera is obviously using the auto farm feature, the shift click auto farm feature on all 3 of these mills. That just goes to show you. And yeah, at the end of the day, a super fun game. Our Celt withstood not perhaps the greatest pressure, but a soft contain. MbL may have wanted to explore the north and the south a little bit more, but at the end of the day, when you give any player map control, they thrust themselves. I mean, look at this, just lattice of castles here. There is nowhere MbL can push through, except, like I said, maybe here, where his Mangudai would not have taken any damage, but ultimately he fails to contain the Celtic crushing threat, and Hera takes the W, creeps ever closer to that 3,000 elo mark, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who wishes him the best of luck in hitting that 3,000 elo mark. That would be a huge accomplishment, especially since, like I said, he only gains 3 to 5 elo points for every game he wins, but if he loses like 20 to 30. So it's really a thankless climb to 3,000 elo when you're the only person that has that kind of high level of elo. But in this particular game, in this particular matchup, it is our Celt who, with the full frontal brutal Celtic assault, the Woad Raider attack, who manages to push back the Mongol, destroy his castles, cripple his military industrial complex so cockily that he even sends a Treb out here into the middle of nowhere to be attacked by villagers. Hera takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.